At this point in time, the Egyptian Union was starting to fall apart. Independent states would start to leave the Union, as others would fight each other for control over the Union. A handful of states would even request to be recognized by the alliance, in hopes of becoming a member one day. At the same time, the Zagonia Dominion would open trade treaties with the alliance. When asked why, the sovereign master said, "The honor of the House of Zagonia and its dominion has been tarnished by this war. This treaty will better our global image and bring a much-needed economy boost to our country." With the advent of the jet engine, the era of the electric plane had ended. Many of them would be parked in vast fields, bound for the scrapyards. However, lead engineer and Professor Hestilonia Kerman would come up with a combination of engines that, if done right, could revolutionize space travel. No one believed it could even work. He called his invention the SSTO, or the Single Stage to Orbit Space Vehicle. It would be a daring venture into the unknown, but if it worked, it could mean easy and cheap access to space that would open up doorways never before imagined. Already there were problems. Being very experimental, the SSTO spaceplane had barely enough fuel to make it to the International Space Station New Hope. Its new retractable landing gear system was faulty and did not respond to the action group controls, forcing the crew to manually set them. Even worse still, there were signs of structural weakness in the jet engines during ascent. Mission Control was ready to scrap the whole mission and have the pilot stay at the station until the next shuttle arrived. However, the pilot was able to convince Mission Control that a re-entry could be done. Reluctantly, Mission Control gave the go-ahead, and the experimental SSTO would descend. With her experimental spaceplane damaged and running on fumes, the pilot would do everything she could to land the craft back at the URA Space Center. Emergency crews would stand by and watch as the barely spaceworthy craft came in like a bat out of hell. The only thing Mission Control could do was pray. Thankfully, the spaceplane landed without a hitch, but many things would need to be redesigned, or even invented, before a more reliable spaceplane SSTO could be built. However, a young pioneer in rocket technology would be inspired to build a craft that could potentially make all spaceplanes obsolete before they even had a chance to fly into the pages of history.